everybody. Alright, we are going to make the wreath, and these are the things that we're going to need. We have our 8-inch wreaths. I like to use these because, well, for the reason I'm going to be using these is, this is not a grand holiday, so I thought something small would be appropriate. So we're going to use one of these. We're going to use, obviously, green, but I used up and cut up all my green, so I'm just showing you. It is this is 5 yards of the 6-inch mesh that I got from the Dollar Tree. We're going to need 4 rolls of it, and I used 4 rolls of green. And like I said, I already cut them in 6-inch lengths, right? So that we would already have, for time saving purposes. So let me just put this down here. We're going to need some chenille stems, and I cut mine in half. Obviously we'll need more than this. I haven't cut mine yet. Because like I said, for time purposes, to keep this video down to a minimum in time, I've pre-cut and pre-made some of the things. So, and to cut them down, instead of using my fabric scissors or whatever, I use the floral scissors that I got from the Dollar Tree. So it makes it so I don't have to use my craft scissors, my fabric scissors for them. And to cut everything down to 6 inches, you may need this, or you can use one of these if you seem to have it. Or another thing is I've cut some cardboard, right? And you just wrap the mesh around and around and around, and then cut both ends. That works too. And if I double my cardboard, I put 2 pieces with a smaller piece in the middle. So it kind of gives you a cut through, right? And then I just mark it, and I use it over and over and over and over again. So, but, let me find the green mesh I had. Oh, here we go. Okay. So, like I said, I just pre-cut this. And like I said, this is Dollar Tree mesh, so it's going to be hard to work with. It's going to fray, it's going to ravel. But that's the style that I like. I don't really go for perfection. You know, it's not my, just not my style. So anyway, you're going to need 3 in each bundle. Is what the wreath calls for. And each piece, 2 of the pieces is just, you're just going to roll it upon itself. And it's not easy. It takes some practice. So like I said, don't expect perfection. We're not looking for perfection, right? And like I said, you can either hold this, or you can clip it somehow with a paper clip, or a clothespin, you know, a craft clip, whatever. Or you can put something on it like that, you know. So just roll the second one, and like I said, we're just going to stack them. Now this one is done differently. This one, grab 2 of the diagonal corners and pull. Pull, pull, pull. Just let it go. And then rock your fingers up through the middle. Grab a hold of it somewhere in the middle. And it's going to make these curls. So, and I just stack them all. And then we will maybe I should have had these ready. I hope everybody's having a good Saturday morning. Yeah, this is a work day for me. All right, and just give it a couple good twists, right? And don't worry about seeing the thing in the middle, because once we get them on the wreath, you're not going to be able to see them. So we'll do a couple more, or one more. Anyway, okay, my 3 pieces. Right. All right. See how it's wonkied? It's alright. We're not going to worry about it being a little wonky. That's just life. We're just going to keep walking it up. Anybody can do this. And then we're just going to do the same here. Just keep walking it up. Just roll and roll and roll. I don't know if this is a style or if this is, you know, if this style has got a name or, I don't know. I just do what I like. And, you know, I've seen both ways. Seen it with one that you roll both ends and then crumple in the middle. And then put with the one that you do, you know, I don't know if there's a name for them or what. I just, like I said, do what I like. And then this is what it's going to be. Okay, for like I said, for time saving, I have made a bunch of these. And they're right down here. So we're just going to get started. Alright. We're going to get started putting these on here. This is broken up into 3 parts. And the way I've averaged it out is it's like if you use all 4 rolls of the mesh, you should put 9 in each one. And I'm using these outer 2 edges right here. I'm leaving the center because I plan on covering it anyway. So I'm using the outer 2 edges. And what I'm doing is I'm just taking the chenille stems or the pipe cleaners and just wrapping it around, like I said, both, right? And then, like I said, I am just going to give it a couple of real tight tie or twists, right? And then just let it go. Just let it go because it's gonna get all the way up. It will make it, and it will look full by the time you get 9 in each one. You know, this Dollar Tree mesh is not anybody's favorites to work with. I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. Because once we get it all put together, it's going to look something like that. So, and it doesn't matter which chenille stems you use because they're not going to be seen. Once you get everything put together and you've got your embellishments and stuff on it, you ain't going to be able to see the chenille stems. So, don't worry about it. So, just scoot them together. Oh, I done that one on the wrong side of the thing. I'm not going to have 9 in one. That's all right. I'll just take it off and put it on this side. All right. Come on. All right. Like I said, just give it a couple of good twists. We'll come back and deal with the rest of it later. Saturdays are work days for me. So, but they're my Mondays. But I kind of wanted to get this out. And this was the only time I really had to film it. So, I wanted to... of course, by the time I get this edited and actually out before I go to, if I can, before I go to work. You may or may not see it on Saturday. You may end up seeing this on Sunday. So if you do, then happy Sunday. So if you can see, we're already starting to get it filled in, and we've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on here. You know, and it's already starting to really fill in nicely. Alrighty. Couple more in this section and we'll already be done with it. I am really sorry if you can hear that in the background. Them bells that you're hearing is not sleigh bells, they're cat bells. They are cat bells. My cats have decided to play right behind me. So, all right. We're going to start spreading this out because one, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, if I spread this out, and you can put more in here, you can really jam them in here. You know, I don't see the reason for it, because when I turn this over, do you see how full that's going to be? You know what I'm saying? And then once we get our embellishments on it, I think any more than 9 would be wasting of mesh. You're going to hide 90% of it anyway, because we're going to get a sign in here that's going to fit nicely, and I don't have to hide a bunch of this mesh because, you know, that's full and you can't see the wreath anywhere in it. Now, like I said, up here, this is going to be pushed together with the next section, right? So when you're finished, right, and like I said, for filming purposes, let me reach over here and grab the one I did finish. Okay. It is right outside of camera view, I guess, along with the sign we're going to use. But once we're done, it's going to look like this, right? And see this in here? This is where our sign's going to go, and it's going to make a nice area for it. It's not going to do it. But if you look back here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got 9 in each section, and this is how full it is, right? This is how full it is. So, yeah, 9 in each section. Like I said, we cut them 6 inches long, you know, 3 per bunch, 9 bunches per section is plenty for this small wreath. So it's going really good for St. Patrick's Day. Really well. So, and the sign I have decided to use is one I got at the Dollar Tree. So if you don't like the fallout, you can take it outside, spray it with some hairspray or any kind of sealant. If you want to use regular sealer, Alene sealer, things. But I decided to use this one. right? I thought it would look really good with this one. This is an extra one I've got. So what I did was I took it apart. I took it all apart. I did leave, to prove that I got it from the Dollar Tree, I left this on there. But I did leave the hanger on here, which I'm not sure if I will do or not, but it's easy to take off when I finish decorating and stuff anyway. All right, here's what we're going to do. This is going to go in the center, and if you push back your mesh, I wanted to show you because I got to put the pipe cleaners on it. If you push back your mesh, this is going to fit very nicely right inside. And we're not smashing a lot of mesh. Any more mesh than this, you'd be smashing it all over. And or it's going to be on top of it. And I like the offset. And then this is going to go in the side down here. Right? Let me see if I can get it to... And then this one's going to go up here. Kind of gives it more of a dimensional look. So, all right. Okay, everybody. I brought this in to show you what I use on the glitter. It's cheap. Normally you have it some kind of hairspray anyway. So I went ahead while we were off camera and I put a glob of glue. If this is not one glue stick, I'll be surprised. The glue down, I put the Chanel stem in it and then I glued over the top of it. You still got to be careful because it can just come right off. But this is how I'm going to attach my wreath in here, or to my wreath, and just push these forward. You're just going to have to work it in here like we did before. Not real things, but you don't want to smash all of it. When you worked hard on it, you don't want to smash all of it. You just want to get it in here. Make sure you pull things forward till you like it, right? And then it's easier to work from the back. See, from the back here, just much easier to work from the back. You can weave these things through, right? I've got one above this one on this one side. Now it doesn't always work out that way, and I think I'm going to have to do it more sideways this way. There's other ways of attaching these. There's some kind of cable thing that you can use, and wire. You can drill a hole in each side of it. If that's, use what you can. Use what you've got available to you. So, and I'm just winding these around to where they're a little bit closer. It's a little bit more grip to the the form itself. The main thing is it's to the frame. So, and then just twist your ties. Right? So, wave this one around, give it a little bit more grip. And you can come back in and wherever the Chanel stem touches the wire frame, you can put some glue there, right? Just put a dab of glue, right? And it'll help form it to the frame. I mean, it's going to stay there. And doing it this way, if your mesh doesn't, you know, fade too much in the sun wherever you're at, right? You can come back in here and change the sign if you want. You know, next year they may have a better one. And the way I do these is I just take the chenille stem and just roll it into itself. Roll it kind of like you're rolling like an antenna with on an ant or a bee, or their antlers are rolled. Yeah, just roll them, and then I just turn it sideways, and it lays flat. You know, that's how I do all of them. I just roll them down, turn them sideways, roll them down and turn them sideways. And then there's not anything to scratch your wall or, you know, whatever. But if you notice, there's our sign nicely tucked in there. Oh, got some extra. All right. Nicely tucked in there. Now the rest of this sign, if you want it in there, because you don't have to, you can leave it just like it is, you know, I mean, because it's pretty just like that. I mean, that's if that's how you want it. And all this mesh is movable. I mean, you can move this stuff around anywhere you want. Like I tucked this one over here because it was right here in front, right? Move it in here, you know. I mean, I wouldn't be real rough with it, but you know, don't be afraid to move it once it's in here. But bring it all up front, right? You don't want it all back here, right? You want that stuff up front, you know. So bring it up front. So when you're leaning it, you know, it's on a wall, you know, it's pushed forward, you know. So, all right, we're going to end up gluing in the rest of the pieces. I wish I had a stand to put this on. Maybe. All right, so the hat we're going to want in here somewhere, right? So I'm going to put a wallop of, once I find where I want it, you know, I'm going to put a wallop of glue wherever I think it's going to touch, and I'm just going to glue it in there, you know. I mean, I may have to come back in some places and put more glue, but if I do, then that's okay too, you know. So, and I'm just going to hold this and in place. See, it's already starting to hold up. And, you know, and I think I will get rid of this. And I have some green twine. We might make a bow out of. So, see, look at that. It's going to stay so far. But just take these scissors and cut this off. And to cover that hole, I'm going to put a twine bow on it, and I'll just wrap the twine around my hands, you know, like 8 to 10 times. Tie it off, glue it on there. But you know, we'll see that part. We'll see. All right, now for the feet. If you can't stand up like that, if we're going to put feet on you. Like I said, find a place that you like. Yeah. Don't want everything on that side. Kind of want him looking like he's going all the way through. Because, you know, leprechauns do that little jig thing, you know. So I want my leprechaun doing the jig. Right? So like I said, this one's gonna be sitting on the thing a little more than the other one, so we're gonna push it on up in there and then give it a hold. Give it a hold till it sits up a little bit. So and look at that. It's already starting to hold up. Yep. Our little leprechaun's going to be doing a jig. And I am looking for what I did with the rest of. I'm sorry, everybody. All right, here they are. I found them and then put them back. And this has a lot of fallout, and I have not sprayed any of this. So, if you're going to give it as a gift, you might think, a little more about that, but I'm not giving it as a gift. So, and these come with the leprechauns, and you can trim these off. These make them look more like chips, and sometimes they just come off. Oh, there they go. They just came off. But the coins, and then the big ones. And that's what we're going to put here. Mostly the coins. I think there's 4 in here. I think that's enough. We just got a small wreath form. So, and what it is just deciding, and always lay these out before you decide where you want them. Lay them out, see what you want, and like I said, start with one thing, right? And then work around it. See if you want something else, if that's enough. If you've got 4 things you're wanting on the wreath, you may only want 2 or 3 pieces of each one, right? So I think I'm going to put one down here on this foot. I don't think I want them all like in the same or on the same way. But, and then it's just gluing them on. Oops, I need another glue stick. Seems like you always need a glue stick when you don't expect it. Right? Like I said, you can also use your finger protectors, right? I'm not today, but I do sometimes, not every time, but with my nails, it kind of seem to get in the way more than if I know it's just a matter of waiting for it to dry, well, my patience sometimes gets the better of me and sometimes it doesn't. I think we're going to have him kicking one of these. Or dropped one. He could have dropped it. He could have dropped it. And I'm putting this way because your wreath ain't just seen from the top. It's seen from the sides too. So never forget to embellish some of the sides. You know, not all you doesn't have to have everything on the side, but like I said, you know, having something on the side is, right, going to benefit you in the long run. You know, and these styrofoam take a little more time to dry, or because I guess the hot glue kind of melts it a little bit. So don't be surprised if you're waiting on glue to dry more than you would be if you were using something else. You know, because I find that sometimes you are waiting for glue to dry, and there is nothing fun about waiting for glue to dry. So, oh, if I had another one, but I'll put one of these up here on his hat. I mean, there's one here, but it's kind of hidden, so I think I'm going to put one up here. Oh, you know what? Instead of putting that raffia, we could do that. And we've got the two little ones we could put off to the side. So, nothing like cleaning up glitter than baby wipes. You know, baby wipes will clean up glitter really good. Real good. So I have two big ones. Okay, so if I put two big ones aside and two little ones aside, then I know what I have. That's for the hat, and I know what else I have for the body down here. For the body of the wreath, not the body of my man, but so yeah, you could spend loads of time just waiting for glue to dry. But I mean, decorating is the highlight of the wreath. You know, the mesh is getting the mesh ready is the tedious part, right? Getting it on the wreath form is sometimes can eat your hands up depending on how well, you know, your wreath is or your mesh is and stuff. Can be frustrating. I know working with this Dollar Tree mesh is more frustrating than working with, you know, other kinds of mesh or other meshes you get from other places, but I love it. I love this messy look, you know. So okay, we're going to turn it backwards towards us so that you can maybe see the hat a little better. So now if you notice, I just noticed this one, how this one's got least amount of glitter on this side than this side. So, you know, pick your sides. Pick your sides. Because some are going to be better than others. You know, so here we go. Here we go. Look at that. Came out pretty good, right? And we could still put, I got another glue stick here. Oh, I'm reaching. We could still put more on it. Oh, we better put it on this. Have more control. Now you could still put more on. Like I said, and I advise you to, after you're done, take this out, give it a spray of the spray-on Mod Podge or some kind of sealer, something like that. It'll help the mesh not fade as fast. It'll, you know, kind of give it some kind of sealing, protecting, and it'll also stop the glitter fallout from here. You know, so it's not a bad thing to kind of protect it. I mean, you worked hard on it. You want to protect it, you know, so go out and give it a good spray. Give it some time to dry. And you'll be ready to hang it. And I know I didn't put a hanger on this, but I have a hanger on my door. And the ones that I take to the cemetery have hanging things on for them. So I don't use hangers on the back of them. But you can put anything from a chenille stem. Take a full chenille stem and attach it to the frame, you know. You can tie some jute string on it. You can do a wire, floral wire, but you know, attach it here in between your things, and hang it. You know, so maybe that might. I'm just gonna put a little bit more. I don't ever plan on changing mine out, so. If I like doing them enough to where if I need a new wreath, I'll make a new one. Where did you come from? Oh, you came from right there. That's where you came from. So, anyway, there it is. Happy St. Patrick's Day. A little jiggling leprechaun. Shifty little thing, huh? So, I hope everyone has a good day. I hope that you enjoyed this and make some of your own. Anybody can make these. Anybody. I mean, people say it's a talent. It's choice. That's what it is. Mainly choice. But I hope that you guys make these. I hope that you have a good Saturday or Sunday, depending on which one day of these this comes out. And like I said, you know, have a good day and be blessed, my friends.